Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to Kleo's Confessions, a space for unfiltered truths, real stories, and unapologetic growth. So, this is my first podcast ever. I've always wanted to do this. If you ask me why now and why do I want to start this podcast, it's because honestly, I've always wanted to do it, but I never got the chance to. And I think joining Miss International Queen was really the catalyst. And I feel like by having this podcast, you are able to get to know me better and learn my perspectives on certain issues that might affect me and the community, my community. So I think it will be a very good learning experience for all of us. And that is why I wanted to start this podcast. So, moving on to the next segment, the crown, the cause, and the calling. So, a lot of people in the pageant world and just people around me, my friends, my family, and people who know me, they really were surprised that I wanted to join Miss International Queen or MIQ in the beginning, but I actually never thought about joining the pageant, and I never really see myself joining. But last year was really a turning point for me because I actually went to Pattaya to watch the show live with my friend Didi, who's behind the camera. And so I went there to watch the live show, and it was really, really inspiring. And I would say that it was a turning point for me, and I could see myself actually on stage. And I don't know, when I was sitting in the audience, I kept saying to her, my friend, I was like, oh my God, can I join next year? Can I? Do you think I can do that? Oh my God. And everyone around me see the potential in me. So I feel like if people could see that in me, why can't I see it for myself? So I think I started to really believe in myself, and I told myself that, you know what, I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna do it. Whatever happens, happens. But I should do it now when I'm young. I have the resources and I have the support, and it just feels like the right time. You know, sometimes you feel like the timing is just right, and I think I have so many amazing people around me that's very supportive. I have a good support system, my friends and my family, and I think that really just push me even more. And this is where I am now. I'm will be representing Malaysia in just about a month away. And I think, like I said, this is a great way for us to learn about each other. And I'm very, very excited. We are going into mirror talk. Okay, so in this segment, I will be talking about my insecurities. Obviously, we all have our insecurities, but I think for me, obviously, joining a pageant, um, everyone's gonna look at you with a microscope, and it becomes very intense. And obviously I have really, if you don't know, I have really bad anxiety. I think most people do nowadays, especially with social media. Everything is just heavily judged. But I think if I could say my biggest insecurities joining as joining the pageant is actually obviously my height. I never actually thought about it as insecurity, but because pageants, you have to be taller and you have a prototype that you have to fit in. So I was like, okay, I'm not the tallest person in the room, but I'm okay. But now that I'm in the pageant, like it become even more obvious that I'm not as tall as the other girls. But I think, if Kat Moss can be a supermodel with her height, I feel like why not? As well as I think I would say my body and my voice. So whenever, especially my voice, because I think before this, even on Instagram and TikTok, before, I think last year or the years before that, before last year, I think I was very insecure about my voice. I don't normally talk in my Instagram stories or even whenever I never go on live or anything like that because I've always have this gender dysphoria when it comes to my voice. And I think a lot of trans women go through that. And I think before this, I was like, oh my God, I need to get voice surgery. I need to get voice surgery. Because whenever I speak or whenever I talk on social media, the first thing people or the haters would say is, you sound like a man. You sound very manly. You sound very masculine. But I think, yes, it really got to me in the beginning. That's why, like, don't really speak on social media. But I think as I grow older and as I learn more about myself, I actually think it's a gift because when I speak, you listen. You listen to what I'm saying. So I don't find it as an insecurity anymore. I find it more as a strength and a gift from God. So I think that's why I also, this podcast is actually a full circle moment because if you would have told me 2 years ago, like, hey, Khleo, you're going to have a podcast where you're going to be talking to thousands of people listening, if there are thousands of people listening, um, I wouldn't have believed you because I would be like, no, I would never do that because I hate my voice. But no, I hated my voice. Now I actually don't mind it at all. And yeah, like I said, sometimes words can really affect people and can really affect you. So I think you should be mindful whenever you say something or whenever you just say something to other people, you need to think about how those words can affect them and how it could actually stay with them for years on because of that one comment on social media, it actually really affected me for so long until now that I actually find enough courage and find the courage in me to actually overcome that and actually find the beauty in my own voice. So yes, I think I would say my voice, my body actually, obviously, I've always been very dysphoric about it, but I think we all go through phases in life where our body fluctuates, our body weight fluctuates, and it's a daily, I think it's a daily struggle still, but every day I've learned new things to love about myself, and I think that is already an accomplishment for me. And I would say that regardless of these insecurities that I have, like my voice, my body, or my height, I still chose to join this pageant because I think, like I said, it's not just about the crown. I think the responsibility and the platform that it gives triumphs whatever insecurities that I have. I think that I want to help my sisters in the community in Malaysia to actually bring up and uplift their stories onto the national stage and also discuss certain issues that are affecting us and I think affecting other trans women in other parts of the world as well. So I think it is a great opportunity for me to do that. So yeah, oh my god, that's very deep. Moving on to the fourth segment, it's called Confession of the Week. So I'll be confessing something about myself. So actually, only recently, I'm actually 1 month and 1 week sober from alcohol. So yeah, it's not that long, but it is it is a daily accomplishment for me. I feel like every day that okay, to be honest with you, I used to go out a lot. I like having fun and I like socializing with my friends and it brings me a lot of joy. But sometimes I feel like it kind of stops me from achieving my goals. And actually, because I'm joining this pageant, it actually made me realize, oh my God, like actually I've been so dependent of this particular substance to actually have fun and enjoy myself. And it kind of affected me mentally as well because I had really severe brain fog. I forget very easily. Sometimes I would remember something, I would walk inside a room, and when I walked into the room, I suddenly forgot the reason that I actually was in the room for. You get what I mean? So I'm like, you know what? I think this has something to do with, you know, alcohol. Because of that, I chose to actually sacrifice alcohol and was like, you know what? I need to actually dial this back down and actually see if I can stop this and see if I can, help my memory. And actually, I think I'm a lot calmer and I can think better and clearer. And yes, that is my confession of the week. So pray for me. Hopefully, it's not just a phase. Hopefully, this goes on for a lifetime. No, Mama, I'm serious. Like, so yeah, she's 1 week, 1 month sober. So moving on, we also have a couple questions. I basically posted a story and asked you guys if you have any questions. So I've selected two questions to answer to. And one is, what is it like preparing for an international pageant as a trans woman? So basically, it's just like it's just like anybody else or any other woman preparing for a pageant. It is very very hard and it is very time consuming. It is very draining, but at the same time, I find it very exciting. I don't know, maybe it's because the creative person inside of me. I used to be a professional dancer growing up. And I think because of my performance arts background, it's something very familiar to me. And, like fittings, rehearsals, um, designing, and, coming up with looks and concepts, I find so much joy in that. And yes, it is very tiring. I hope you can't see it through my face because I have makeup on. But it is very tiring. But I think, like I said, I hope the work pays off. Hopefully, on stage and during pageant week, you'll be able to see all of the hard work that me and my team had been working on for many months. And yeah, I think that's it. Okay, next question. We have, what advice would you give to a younger queer person about coming out? So I think for me, my advice is be patient and take your time. I think we live in a world now where everything has to be fast paced, everything has to be go, go, go. It doesn't have to be go, go, go. You can take your time, you don't have to rush, and you don't have to get surgery right away. You can take all the time you need. And I think as you grow older, you will discover more about yourself. Sometimes you don't. There are 30-year-olds out there that have not discovered themselves and they don't really know themselves. So I think for you to take your time, it's completely valid. You are not in a rush. So I think take your time, be patient, and just learn more about yourself as you grow older. But also not be afraid to make mistakes because by making mistakes, you learn what you like and what you don't like. So that's my answer for your question. So if you like this podcast, follow me, comment down below, and share this to your friends and family and whoever thinks that you should listen to this podcast. So thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you guys on the next one.